Welcome to the Astrotherapy podcast. I am your host, Ciela Winter, and I am thrilled to dive deep into the inner realms of provocative thought while discovering an array of astrological and psychological insights to accompany us on this quest of self-inquiry. Welcome to this week's Astrotherapy podcast. It's good to be here, and before I jump into this week's journal, let's discuss a little bit about what is happening in the stars. Venus has just entered Taurus this past week, and Venus is at home in Taurus. It's a place of majestic beauty and deep connection to the embodiment of our values, our principles, that which is important to us, that which we prioritize. And perhaps during this time of Venus exploring the Taurian realm, we may have a chance to really develop a deeper appreciation and understanding of what we value in our lives, whether it's the people in our lives or our material possessions, the time that we have, the energy that we resource within our body, all of that. And at the same time, Mars has now just entered into Aries, and Mars is very much at home in Aries. Aries and Mars fit together very well to create a new momentum, a new energetic, an impulse to initiate, to take charge, to do the thing. So the beauty and the enhancement of the radiance is around the inspiration to love, to be love, to fall in love, to soar in love, to share love, as well as to get it done, initiate your project, make a bang with it, do something big. Okay. So subtle. After decades of feeling the call, I am finally a student of the art that is Qi Gong. Throughout my life, I've had several opportunities to explore modalities of embodiment that weave together the mind, body, and spirit. Yoga has been a primary practice for me for the last 3 decades. Yep. I started early, really as a counter to my competitive athletic endeavors as a child. I was obsessed with snowboarding and soccer and all the things. So I was very fortunate to find yoga or have yoga find me so early on. And that feels like an eternity. And at the same time, it's just a moment ago. And it's just a moment in itself, a mere glimpse of life that occurs on this planet through the consistent cycles of birth, life, and death. We are all such unusual and unique individuals with various needs, backgrounds, and origin stories. Perhaps for me, I had to build a foundation of exploring my inner realms physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to be able to practice Qigong in the way I've always wanted to. And it is here where I begin. And I am honored to be a beginning Minji Qigong practitioner where everything is possible, fresh and new, at least in this lifetime. Although sometimes when arriving at something new, there's also a chance we're picking up from where we left off in a previous one or lifetimes before that. As I cross the threshold of observer and curious cat into that of commitment, I am enjoying the parallels of learning this vast and dramatic art to my continued study of learning the language of the stars. For many of you, astrology may be just one of those things that people do. It could be interesting at most, but probably without much connection or understanding of what it actually is. For others, you may be more and more aware of its existence every day with a building curiosity or perhaps even a sense of feeling compelled toward it in some way. Others of you have dipped your toes in by booking a reading and perhaps have started to follow your horoscope, while others are wading into the sea, not yet knowing what you don't know, and are answering a call, a magnetic pull into the knowledge of this mysterious and poetic language. My relationship with Qi Gong has been a similar journey, and it is such a gift to actually place my feet on the earth as a student. This practice is enigmatic, revealing itself to me in the most subtle of ways. Every breath, every movement, every moment, all together form an experience to explore from within. There is an emergence of Qi, which is the fundamental vital energy in the entire universe and all living organisms, as one definition. And this emergence of Qi is one that I'm cultivating, and my awe and wonder are so expansive around this phenomenon. Could it be that to be human is also to be an endless supply of magnificence and magic? Quite possibly. And when I turn my attention to the stars, I have to ask the same. Does the universe provide unlimited resources for the exploration of the supernatural? What is the difference between the universe that exists within a human and the one that exists outside? What is the same? Are they one universe? When I read charts, I always begin by encouraging my client to open their vision and approach their chart as a sphere rather than a one plane map. This provides us with an entirely new perspective from which we can discover the dimensionality of what it is that we are about to engage with. To say I am excited is an understatement. Thrilled, enthusiastic, grateful doesn't quite touch the sentiment I'm experiencing. To be on the cusp of the new, traversing the tender subtlety that bridges awareness between what one can see and touch with that which can only be felt and known from within. Having found both yoga and astrology in those formative years so long ago, there still isn't a day that goes by that I'm not learning something entirely new through those schools of being. A powerful reminder that I will always be a beginner if I allow myself to be. Now, as I mentioned, we have Venus in Taurus and Aries full of Mars. Also, Venus will be squaring Pluto today, or on the 1st, whichever comes first. Whether you're listening to this later, Venus and Pluto coming together in a square will definitely provoke some internally deep explorations of those same relationships to your time, your energy, the people you love and care about, and perhaps have an opportunity to see into some of the shadows of what keeps you from loving them or spending more time doing the things that are nurturing and supportive for you. What keeps you separate? What keeps you away or in ways that can only be an expression of something that is not true? Venus and Pluto coming together will help us do that work. And so much of what this is about for me, astrology, is about work. It's about inner work. It's about utilizing astrology as a tool for my own psychological explorations. Much more on this. Much more on this later. Stay tuned for some fun announcements around possibilities of sharing more of this with you. And for today, all my best to you, and please receive the peace of my heart that lives inside these words.